What is the primary job of a real estate agent? Is it to find you the perfect house, get you the best price, negotiate terms that are favorable for you? Or is it to make sure you buy a house that pays the highest percentage of compensation to them? I'm gonna go with the last option. And that option is the agent is looking out for their commission first in some cases. And the reason I'm saying that is because I have a personal situation where I'm selling a property. It's listed at $250,000. They offered $240,000. We accepted. They said they need a 21-day financing contingency. We countered to 14 days. The buyer accepted. They wanted to offer us $1,400 in earnest money. We countered at $2,400, which is 1% of the purchase price. The buyer accepted. The agent countered our 2% buyer compensation with a 3% buyer compensation. We said, no, we're only willing to pay 2%. That's what we had on our listing, and that's what we're willing to pay. If the buyer would like to pay more for the property, then we'll honor that. So my agent reached out to his agent and said, hey, we're only 1% away from making this transaction happen. Can you come down on your compensation so that we can close the deal? The buyer's agent went back to the buyer and said, I'm not willing to work for less than 3%. So if you're willing to pay the difference between the 2% that the seller's offering and the 3% that I'm willing to work for, mind you, it's like $7,000, then we have a deal. Well, the buyer has his numbers. He's okay with the 240, not 242,500. I'm okay with the 240 and the 2%, but the buyer's agent is not okay with the 2%. So guess what happens? The deal's dead. Buyer's agent's not willing to do for less, even though he's not making anything now. I'm not willing to come down because I have my numbers that I have to meet. And the buyer doesn't get the house that he agreed upon, he or she, not sure which one, he or she agreed upon buying the house at a set price. So now there's no real estate transaction. To kick it off, me being in the mortgage business, I contacted the broker. Said, hey, you know your employee. He quickly told me he's not an employee. He's a 1099. He's an independent contractor. He doesn't work for me, even though he reports to his office. Coincidentally, now he doesn't work for him. He said that it's my pride and my ego getting in the way because I'm not willing to take less for the house. And I said, I did agree to take less for the house. I agreed to take $240.